Hello, and welcome to Business Matters, the show about people behind businesses that help make Tacoma a great place to live and work. I'm your host, Mike Work, and on this episode of In the Spotlight, the focus is on quality home furnishing and consignment sales. District Focus gives us a look into the popular Stadium Historic Business District. Then, on Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry helps define the important financial distinction between whether you're pursuing a business or a hobby. And today my guest is Carolyn Schneider, the owner of Standing Stones Photography and Design. Welcome, Carolyn.
Hi, thank you.
I've looked at some of your photographs and they're amazing. What you can get pets to do for a camera is wonderful, and the portraits, but tell us about your business.
Well, it's a photography business. It started in portraits, and that's still mostly what I do is portraits. But
So high school seniors and business portraits.
high school seniors, business portraits, and pets. And pets are actually where I started.
Okay.
And then I kind of started doing more people, and then now I'm back. Probably pets are probably a little more prevalent now.
I know people take pictures of their pets, but you're the first pet photographer, specialist in pet photography that I've met. What made you decide to start with that?
When I was first starting photography, as well, with the idea of doing it as a business, pets were the only ones that would pose for me to practice.
Really?
People didn't want to be in pictures. That anybody that I wanted to practice with, no one wanted to be in pictures. So,
That's
so
hilarious.
pets were more allowing.
Amenable.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, well, they didn't have a lot of choice either. They couldn't say, no, I'm not doing it.
yeah,
But you have a love for animals,
I do.
and so it was fun for you, I would imagine.
It was. They're a huge part of my world. I've been involved off and on throughout the years with rescue, and actually I think, and all my animals have always ever been rescues, and I think actually they rescue me. So
That's really sweet. Are you known as a dog whisperer or an animal whisperer of sorts?
I don't know if I'm known as that, but I have been told that.
Okay.
So
I would imagine so. When I was looking at your website and looking at some of the amazing pictures of the animals, then at the portraits that are so good, I thought, if you can make these dogs comfortable for the kind of photography that you do, you can make people comfortable as well.
I think so. I try.
So, what is the process if I call you and I bring my pet in? What would I expect the process would be like?
Before the session, we talk about what they want.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something specific they want. Do they want fun? Do they want, is this an end of life session? Mm-hmm. Is it where they want more? Well, I think always they want heartwarming memories, but do they want silly fun? Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite, actually, because I think those are heartwarming in itself, and it's like if it makes you smile or laugh, then I think that's an important memory. And I think we all relate to our animals in silly ways, or they always are making us smile and laugh, and so why not capture that?
Sounds like you have a lot of fun.
It is fun. Sometimes it's really stressful,
Yeah.
but it's at least it's a good stress in that it's doing with what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Like,
it sounds like it's a whole experience though for the people that come in to be photographed. You really get to know them and understand their relationship to their pet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and sometimes they want to be in the pictures too.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I did a session not too long ago, last summer. I was doing what I called flower child sessions with. I would make. I've got several made head garlands
The flowers?
of flowers.
Yeah.
I've made several of them and different sizes and everything for different sized dogs and stuff. And one gal wanted to be in the picture with her. She had a bird and a dog, and she wanted to be in the picture too. And so so she had, but everybody had to wear.
That was the rule.
Everyone had to wear a flower garland. And so I made one, so she had one on and her dog had one on, and I made a little tiny one for her bird. And,
really?
And that bird actually just passed away, too.
Aww.
It seems like there have been a lot. I've been hearing a lot of the ones that I have photographed not too long ago have recently passed away.
And you get this connection with them, and that's sad.
Yeah, and
so, I'm trying to imagine what kind of I have to ask, what kind of flowers did you put on the bird's head?
Well, they're all fake.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're not anything that are going to last, but they're, I don't know, I just find different sizes of things, and you just make it's just a little teeny thing.
Part of the design.
But it looked really awesome.
What do you do when the dogs don't seem, or the cat, or whatever the pet may be, when they're not complying?
Sometimes I say please.
Please, does that work?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Other times I might pin them down. in a well, yeah. And let me give you an example of that. I have a platform in my backyard that I use oftentimes in the nice weather, and because I love shooting in natural light. And there were these 3 dogs, adorable little dogs, but they, I knew they were going to be a handful because I'd photographed them before with Santa holding them, and I remembered them.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And they were very challenging. And sweet, but just hard to work with. And so eventually, after quite a while of trying to make it work without them, because nobody was holding them in this thing, they just had to be on the platform. And so I ended up, I just said, I'm going to make this work. I will not be defeated. So I actually had string attached to their collars behind them, and the string was nailed to the platform.
Oh my gosh.
For all 3 of the dogs.
Yeah, and it worked. That's fabulous.
It worked. We actually got several good shots. But then they started realizing they could
get around
each other and weave around and stuff, but it worked long enough.
That sounds like so much fun. And I could probably talk about these pet photographs forever, but you also take really great business portraits and senior class pictures.
Yes.
How did you go from pets into getting into that line of business?
It paid better.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I thought it paid better, and and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. But that's why you decided to learn to do that. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it as well. It's a different avenue.
Do you make people comfortable as well with some different tactics?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I might have a little bit of learning to do on that, but I'm always trying to learn to relate better.
When I look at the portraits that are on your website, the business portraits, they seem distinct and to capture something of the person's personality. Is that part of what you're after?
And it's what I try. I don't know if I always accomplish that, but it's definitely what I try to do.
Well, if you can take such great pictures of animals, I'm sure you can take a great picture of me. So it builds my confidence. So tell me, what are some things you're looking toward doing in the future as you expand your ways to get your product out there in the market?
Well, I recently started adding some images to Fine Art America.
Now that's a website?
That's a website where people sell their pictures, their images, for their artwork. I mean, all varieties of things, and people can purchase them if they like them. They can purchase them as wall art, or even as on products like shower curtains and
you can
pillows.
Put your pictures on shower curtains?
Yes,
wow.
And I think that's kind of cool. Something, not everything looks good on a shower curtain.
Right. Yeah.
But
the back of a phone, perhaps,
or the back of a
case?
phone,
yeah.
or on a pillow, or even a duvet cover.
And it's an interesting sort of innovative business angle. And I can imagine that your photo might naturally pair up with the product sometime, and it could really take off.
Right. And let me clarify, those are generally not portraits.
Oh.
Those are going to be more like landscape or flowers or still life type things, not necessarily portraits.
How do your customers find you, and how does word spread about your business?
Through my website, standingstonesphotography.com, or on Facebook, I have a business page on Facebook.
Well, if you do good quality work, I'm sure, especially with, for example, senior pictures, when somebody sees their friends' pictures, they say, I want that photographer. And so that, I would imagine, works pretty well.
I have had a lot of that. Like a lot of seniors, they're usually referred.
That's a big time in a person's life. Do you find that those are fun to work with as well?
They are fun. That age is fun, and usually, I should say, some are not as adventurous or playful as others, but it's still fun because they're unique. And what I like to do is I like to customize everybody's sessions to fit them. So it's fun to work with the different personalities and bring out the different personalities.
Well, I really appreciate the work you do and all the personalities you bring out in pets, seniors, business people. It's great to learn about how you do it. So thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up next, the Stadium Historic Business District on District Focus. Connecting people to business is what Tacoma is all about. The Stadium Business District is a mix of history and opportunity, filled with family-owned stores and restaurants.
Hi, my name is Leah Knoll, and we're in the Historic Stadium District. The Stadium Business District Association is all about promoting the local businesses here in Stadium.
We represent our businesses with critical issues that we take to the City of Tacoma. We're also members of the Cross District Association, which helps our businesses locally.
And we do that by making sure that this is a desirable place for people to visit and to live.
A lot of the cool features around the Stadium District start with the Stadium High School. It's an iconic building that's been around for a number of years.
We are just north of downtown. It's very easy to get here off the freeway, and just awesome businesses here, and also really great people.
We have the huge Wright Park, which is located right in the middle of the Stadium District, with the Seymour Conservatory, open to all people to come and look at the beautiful flowers that they grow in their arboretum.
Residents here have a wide variety of businesses for their everyday needs: the grocery store, their dentist, their nail salon, multiple hair salons.
We have a major hospital, we have an auto body shop, we have a dental office,
pubs, restaurants, a theater. We have it all.
The Stadium Business District helps our businesses by providing events throughout the year,
such as our annual, very popular art, wine, and beer walk.
We have our Street of Treats. It goes along on Halloween.
We take care of the beautification of the district.
The future of the Stadium Business District is really exciting.
We have about 70 businesses here in the district, and about 55 are members. And if you're not a member, then you need to contact us to become a member for all the wonderful things that we do.
We're going to have Sound Transit's light link rail come right through our district. We also are revitalizing with new apartments to bring in a lot of people, to do a lot of things, and visit all of our wonderful businesses in the district.
It's a very walkable district. You can walk to the grocery store, you can walk to all of these different businesses, take care of everything that you need, and you don't even have to move your car. Both Val and I live and work here in Stadium because it is the best district in the city.
Yes, it is.
For more information on experiencing Tacoma business, log on to experiencetacoma.com. When we return, Andrew Fry will provide tips and suggestions on helping local businesses succeed. Small business is the backbone of our economy. On this edition of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry will talk about some of the challenges of growing your small business.
I love the idea that many of the folks around here looking to start a business. I think it's great. I love that the entrepreneurial culture has really started to take root here in the South Sound, and more people are actively looking at that opportunity. One of the ways that that happens is that someone may have engaged in a hobby. Maybe they work with glass, maybe they work with paints, maybe they're an actor. And they say at one point in time, well, listen, I think that now this hobby has been good enough toward making money for me, I'm going to turn it into a business. So the idea can come up frequently, is it a hobby or is it a business? Well, it's important to know what it is. And it's like, why do I need to know? Can't I just say, yes, I'm in the business of acting, and that way I'm an actor, right? Well, it matters to the IRS. It's always the case, right? And you might think to yourself, well, then I'll just go ahead and keep it as a hobby, and then I don't have to worry about that piece. Well, guess what? If you make money, you have to report it. And in particular, there are certain levels of money that you make that others are going to report that they paid you that money, and therefore the IRS is going to say, so, what happened to that money that you made, right? So if you say it's going to be a hobby, fantastic, but know that if you're earning money at your hobby, you are now responsible for declaring it. And guess what? If it's a hobby, you don't get to take any deductions because it's a hobby. It's not a business. So then there are those that say, oh yeah, I'm running my business. And well, my business hasn't made any money for the last 3 years, but that's okay because I get to deduct all of these expenses for my business. And guess what? The IRS might come in and then say, yeah, we took a look at it and it's not really a business. First of all, you haven't made any money. If you haven't made any money in your business for 2 years, it's a hobby, according to the IRS. By the way, I'm not a tax accountant. Check on that one, but I'm pretty sure that that's correct. Anyway, so if you're going to declare this as a business, you have to show that you are actively trying to make money at that business. And if you do that, then you can take the deductions. Now, this does happen just out of the blue. I started my 5th company mostly in my own way thinking, oh, this is a hobby. It was a theatrical sort of thing. I'm going to create this escape room and I'm doing it with my friends. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we did it and it was fun and it started making money. And therefore, I had to start thinking about taxes. 2.5 years later, I got to do my quarterly taxes. I've got to do my yearly taxes. And because it's a solely owned LLC, I then actually get taxed even greater on any profits that it's made. A lot of that's all because I didn't take the time to say, is this a hobby or is this a business? And how am I going to treat it? I can guarantee you that in the 3rd year of its operation, I started keeping track of all of the things I needed to deduct. So keep that in mind. Hobby or business. The ramifications can go either way. Are you going to get dinged because you've been declaring a business with deductions that really isn't a business? Or are you going to get dinged because you've been declaring something as a hobby, but you haven't written off all of the costs associated with it? Take the time to consider it, figure out what is the best financial situation for yourself and which is the legal aspect of it, and then go forward from there.
Thanks, Andrew. For more ways on launching and growing your business, check out Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Program at makeittacoma.com. When Business Matters returns, a quaint mercantile with a twist on merchandise for your home in the spotlight. On this episode of In the Spotlight, we take you to a store that's designed to make you feel at home in Tacoma's 6th Avenue Business District.
I'm Troy Smith.
And I'm Lacey Lind, and this is Rustin Mercantile.
Rustin Mercantile is a new furniture and home decor store based at the head of Tacoma's 6th Avenue Business District. Owners Lacey and Troy feature consignment merchandise and quality refurbished furniture. They opened their doors in 2017 and they're already making a name for themselves.
We have mid-century modern, classic farm style. Kind of just brings a good mixture of people into our store. It's kind of a family we've created here. All the people we've met, we all kick in to make this dream work.
Their primary business plan involves consignment with local vendors, which means retail goods are mostly local in so many ways.
We spent a good amount of time meeting a bunch of local vendors that kind of wanted their own little space in a store like this, and that's kind of what brings it together, is that there's just everyone else supporting us.
Lacey says the consignment sales are a win-win. New stock continually comes into the store, and vendors get a fair price point with sales.
They brought their stuff in on consignment, so it's a different percentage and they don't get paid till it's sold. So that's helping us out by us not having to upfront the cost, and it's helping them out by getting in the store and they actually get a higher percentage, but it might take longer for them to get the monies.
Troy brings with him a solid background from the lumber industry, building and refurbishing furniture, while Lacey focuses on marketing products. She says customers do notice the look.
With our customers, they come in here and they see this place looking like their home, and they enjoy the fact that we stage it so nicely that they can picture the dresser being in their bedroom or the sideboard being in their dining room. So they value the way that we merchandise things, but they also value the pricing that we have on our furniture. We do an awesome job with our refinishing and they appreciate that. And we do have a lot of people moving up from California and Seattle to Tacoma and they need new furniture and they can get something that's solid wood that's been repurposed.
The birth of Rustin Mercantile flowed from the careers of both Lacey and Troy.
He worked in the lumber industry for
12 years?
and even more before that.
Well, before that, yes.
And so for him, he knew wood, he knew the products. And my background is retail. I worked at Nordstrom and did merchandising for years and all that. And so for me, I loved that part, but I didn't want to work in Seattle or for large corporations.
Some small businesses are true mom and pop operations. In Lacey and Troy's case, their personal relationships work well with their business plans.
I don't think it's more stressful that we work together. I think it's more stressful that we're running a small business together. That's the part that's a little bit more stressful. But yes, I take work home. I'm on Facebook and Instagram constantly answering questions to customers, and either I'm here or he's here or he's in the garage while I'm working the store. So we're kind of, again, just tag teaming it all the time to where...
Work opposite schedules.
Yeah.
As partners at work and partners in life, Lacey and Troy say the Rustin Mercantile definitely has a robust staff of employees.
Being a small business, we can pay ourselves much easier than we can pay someone else because we don't get paid at all.
Location means everything in business, and with Rustin Mercantile, it worked well for the owners with their affiliation with the 6th Avenue Business District.
Originally when we opened, we did think we were going to go down to Point Rustin and have our name actually make sense. But you know, 6th Ave was so much more than what we anticipated, to where we can't leave this community and this family. It's been so great to us. Why would we change that?
Rustin Mercantile has big plans for their financial future.
Thinking maybe a little coffee shop at one point built into the store so people can hang out, have coffee and shop at the same time.
And you know, obviously we go with the trends, so if things start changing, we start moving, and so it's constantly changing. I mean, people come in the store weekly and they still can't imagine how we changed this entire place in a week.
Troy and Lacey both share a passion for Tacoma that comes from growing up in the city. They feel Rustin Mercantile is a sound investment in a business and into their own quality of life.
And this is home. You know, I love to give back to the community, and you know, we're all friends and family here. Everyone says hi. You know, it's really developed in the last 5 years.
I was technically born in Seattle, but I was raised in Tacoma. So for us, both being raised in Tacoma, like, we obviously want everyone to experience this with us. And with all of our friends being in Tacoma, what better way of them seeing it and helping us out and shopping with us is us being here.
That's it for Business Matters. Join me next time for more insight into the Tacoma business scene. See you then.